guys, this is Usha Kiran and I welcome you to the review of Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. So before we begin this review, let us just take a minute and address something. The thing is that I personally am not a big fan of the traditional review or the typical review that we find where the reviewer starts off telling the entire premise of the story. And I think, especially for a book like this, which has the entire premise in the title itself, I need to waste time by telling you the premise again. You already know it, right? Around the world in 80 days. It's a challenge made by someone who is going to go around the world in 80 days, and it's generally set in the 1800s. So that is about the premise. So since there won't be any premise, and since I don't feel like spoiling any aspect of this book, because this is one of the must-read books if you are in any way interested in the aspects of just reading in general, or travelogue writing, or just fascinated in any little amount about the history of how things used to be in the 1800s and how, you know, travelogues are written. If you are interested in any of these elements, this is a must-read book, and I highly recommend this. So this is not going to be a traditional review, as I told you before. This is going to be my thoughts. Let's make that the title. My thoughts on Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. So to begin, I've got a Penguin edition. It's dirt cheap. It's around 70 to 80 rupees, and these editions are really good. Like, these things cost around less than 100 to 150 rupees. I believe I got this in an offer where I got this for 80 rupees. These are very good, not very hard on the eyes. The lettering size is decent enough, and it was a very comfortable read. I would rather suggest anyone who's getting books, especially for reading, to try the Penguin Classics, these new Penguin Classics, even though they don't have really elaborate and customized covers. When it comes to the real part of reading, these things are really comfortable. So apart from the physical aspect of the book, if we go inside, the language used is extremely close to the modern day language. You would expect something to be written in the 1800s to be removed from generally what we speak today, but surprisingly most of it is held together. We feel like it's not a book that's more into the forms of literature, but it's a book that's written casually. It might help that Jules Verne is more of a scientific writer rather than literature writer, so he focuses on things of journeys rather than characters. Of course, there are full-fledged characters, but there is no complicated interdramatic sightings into the character. And here I want to give you three interesting aspects that I found when I had my journey into this book. The first thing is that this book is pre-colonial, which means it is pre-independence. It is written by an Englishman who is of the mindset that English people are the only civilized people in this world. So this book has somewhat very narrow views on the Oriental people and the Indian people. They showcase Brahmins and Indians as these barbaric people. So it is very fascinating to look at a work of writing that is popular, but at the same time is very limited in its ideology. So we might have an understanding of how the English people viewed us when we were being ruled. So that is something unique about this book. And the second thing that I found really fascinating is the kind of names of the cities that are really old. You won't even recognize those cities in a modern day map. So how the world was perceived 200 years ago, all the locations and all these superficial aspects that have been rubbed on to all these cities by the European thinkers, that is a very fascinating work to look on. And the third thing that I found really interesting is the read. To be a bit personal, when I started this book, I had taken a huge break. I was in a spree of reading books, but suddenly I had some examinations, so I had around 2 months of gap but from starting this book and ending this book. But at the same time, I feel that once I came back, I was immediately hooked onto the journey. So this is not a book where you need to just sit down and binge it all the way through. You can just keep this as a very fascinating aspect in your bag or something, and you can just flip around pages at your own pace, and each and every time you flip around those pages, you find something unique, you find something exciting. So this is a book that you can always come back to. Just flip around, pick a page, pick a random page number, and in those page numbers you will find something interesting. So that is my 3 cents on the book. I hope you like this review. I want you to give your suggestions in the comments of how we can take these sort of review things forward. I also want you to tell me how you felt, if you have already read the book, or whether you would like to pick the book. And this is been my sort of, not a review, but my points or my takeaways from Jules Verne's Around the World in 80 Days. I wish to pick up this book again and read it, because this is not a book, this is not an experience, but a compendium of interesting things jammed together organically. That's what I could say. Let us make that the point of review. I give it a 10 by 10 because obviously it is a fantastic book, and there's that. Thanks for watching, and I am looking forward to your comments below.